This is a display tank from my living room that I created 365 days ago. So it's exactly 1 year old. And it looks absolutely fantastic. It's wild, green, very natural, and incredibly clean. But what's really special about it is the fact that I almost don't do anything to keep it like that. It's almost completely maintenance-free. Let me explain why. Let's start from small introduction. Originally, this tank was created as a home for big South American cichlids, but they outgrown it very fast, so I knew that I have to make some changes. But I didn't want to rebuild the entire setup. I just liked it too much, and I wanted to see how it will develop. So, changing the fish was the only reasonable option to keep everybody happy. So, my cichlids were moved to a completely different location, and I was able to introduce new fish from my other setups. And it turned out great. Plants are thriving and growing like crazy. Even though most of them are slow-growing plants like Anubias and Ferns, they are constantly growing new leaves. They have great colors, there are no signs of deficiencies, and it all grows so dense. It's like an underwater jungle. I love this kind of look when the plants are growing wild. And fish? They are also doing just great. Amazing colors, great growth, healthy behavior. And I saw breeding from every single species I keep in here. I'm not joking. I saw angelfish laying eggs, obvious breeding dens from rainbows, small baby plecos here and there, and even some eggs from tetras. So it's definitely a great home for them. The only issue is that they are not exactly ideal tank mates. I mean, rainbow fish don't really match that well with angels, but for now, I'm going with it. So overall, it's very successful and beautiful tank. But now let's talk about the main point of this video. Maintenance. Sand vacuuming? Never did that. Plant trimming? Nope, not even once. Removing dead leaves? Never. Glass cleaning? I don't even remember, around 1 month after this tank was set up. Last water change? 6 months ago. Why? Because of maturity. Maturity is one of my favorite things in fish keeping because it allows for the natural biological processes to really kick in and show their real power. If you don't make any major mistakes and really let it establish, you can have an aquarium like this one running on autopilot, and it will require almost zero effort from your side. But how did I get to that stage? First of all, I never vacuum my sand. In tank like this one, with few plecos or cories actively moving everything on top of the sand, there is no need to touch it. Sand vacuuming can do more harm than good. It might disturb the tank balance, it could harm the beneficial bacteria that are living in it, and when you suddenly lift all the debris into water column, it might cause nutrient spikes and algae problems. Mature substrate or sand is a crucial part of your ecosystem and plays a big role in stability. When it gets old enough, all bacteria living in it will break down all organic waste into food for your plants. So try not to get in the way of this natural process, and all leftover particles that will stay on top of it sooner or later will be moved by your fish and picked up by your filter. And speaking of filter, there is a catch to what I just said, and this will be controversial. You see, I haven't cleaned my filter for the last 3 years. And this is the key to how clean and healthy this tank is and why all biological processes are working so well in here. When I was creating this tank, I reused this filter from my previous setup, and I didn't even open it. I kept it running in a bucket for 2 days to keep all biomedia alive. So when I placed it back, it was already very mature and colonized with bacteria. This filter was able to process all waste immediately. And this is why there are no nitrogen spikes or ammonia, it's just rock solid. Every few months, I'm only cleaning the pre-filter to avoid clogging, and this is the only maintenance I have to do. I don't touch the rest. 3 years, and its biofiltering performance is amazing. But this is connected to my next point, feeding. I use almost only live and frozen foods. No pellets, no flakes, nothing that was processed. Because it's a very natural food source, I get zero water pollution from it. Nothing goes wrong with my water, fish can digest it very fast, and all waste products are organic and are not causing any problems with water parameters. My water just stays clean and it's totally free from any contamination. Fish poop gets broken down immediately either by my mature substrate or very old filter, and ends up as a food source for my slow-growing plants. Yes, plants. Even though I'm using slow-growing types, you need a lot of them. The amounts that you can see here is what makes this system work really well. You cannot start with just 3 or 4 and wait for them to grow. You need to start heavy because it's the plants that are using nutrients generated by this bacteria. With not enough plants, you will develop algae problems. You might need to do regular water changes, and balance will be very difficult to establish. To make this approach really work, all those 4 points are necessary because they are all working together. They are each part of a bigger puzzle, but they have something in common: naturality. Natural bugs are the food for fish. Fish change them into poop. Huge amount of bacteria change this poop into plant food. Lots of plants are using this food to grow and outcompete algae. And plants and bacteria work together to keep my water clean. And clean water allow my fish to thrive and produce more poop. And the entire cycle continues. I don't use chemicals, I don't use processed foods. I don't put my hands where they don't belong. I don't try to overdo things and clean my tank very sterilely. I just leave it be and let the nature take its course. In time, number of bacteria, plant mass, algae always balance itself. And this is what makes it a functioning ecosystem. All it takes is some patience. So don't try to redo your tank after 2 months if you see small problems. Nature is an amazing thing and almost always wins. Isn't this amazing? Let me know how old are your tanks, and let me know how often you clean your filters. And do you vacuum clean your substrate? Maybe I can create more detailed video about nitrogen cycle if there is need for that. If you like that video, please leave a like, it really helps me out. But for now, thank you very much for watching, and see you in the next one.